Well, hello and happy Tuesday afternoon. It is time for Tuesday Tips once again, where we're going to talk about something that you can do as a coach to elevate your business, to connect more deeply with your clients, to change organizations. Each week, we explore something different, all about helping you be the best coach you can be. I'm Meg Rentschler. I am the host of the Star Coach Show. I'm a coach mentor, a coach instructor, and I believe deeply in the power of coaching. And that the more we can help you get your coaching into the world is going to be a better place. So, I wanted to talk today about the content to client pipeline because I believe that we have the ability to get our message out into the world in a way that changes the game for us. Now, what I hear repeatedly from coaches, Meg, I hate social media. I actually got hired by a new client yesterday who isn't a coach, but is in a profession where she needs to use social media. And she said to me, I just hate social media. I believe that part of the reason that is in the way that we are thinking about what social media is, and that we can get wrapped around the axle in the ways that social media is being used that we don't like. And I get that. I totally get that. I also believe that it is a free tool that is available to us that puts us in front of thousands of people that maybe we wouldn't be in front of otherwise, or that we definitely wouldn't be in front of otherwise. And so it really becomes, how do we want to handle the story? How do we want to handle the way that we're showing up? We have the power over that. We don't have the power to decide how other people show up, but we definitely have the power to decide how we want to show up. So if in fact you would like to create content that doesn't just entertain or give free information without any additional conversation, I want to help you change that today by sharing a formula for you to play with that does three things at once. It's going to attract your ideal clients, it's going to demonstrate your expertise, and invite people into your world by giving them next steps. I think often one or more of those pieces are missing. That either we're not clear enough about who our ideal client is to put a message out there that attracts them to us. So we need clarity in that. That I hear from coaches, well, the client is in the driver's seat, so I shouldn't share my expertise. And I would say, yeah, the client is in the driver's seat in a client session, but when you are putting your expertise forward to attract people to you, you can't be shy about what your methodologies are, what your beliefs are, what you know to be true for your ideal client. And then finally, I think, there's this concept of, oh, if I'm posting or if I'm putting something out there, people know what to do to follow up with me. People know that I want them to connect or leave a message or DM me. No, we have to tell people. So let's talk this formula. I'm only going to keep you a few minutes today, and I want to give you something that you can immediately put into action. So we are going to start. Part one of our formula is to problem solution story. So once again, we go back to, if in fact you are wanting to attract a particular audience, you've got to be clear about who that audience is. Who is your ideal audience that you are talking to? That's going to help you determine, where are you even putting this content? Is your audience on Instagram? Is it on Facebook? Is it here on YouTube or LinkedIn? Or where is your audience? When we are sharing a problem, a situation that is keeping our clients awake at night, keeping them in discomfort, we've got to be really clear. What is the problem that our ideal clients face? For the leaders that I work with, it can often be having to do more with less, having to motivate and inspire the people that they lead. Their communication could be something that is, like, how am I clearly communicating what I need from my team? For the coaches that I work with, often it's, how do I get clients onto my calendar? How do I attract people that I'm working with? And that's why we're doing this Tuesday Tips today, is to give you some ideas of how do I get my ideal clients onto my calendar. Now, this is the other thing. When you are creating content based upon this formula, you're going to get really granular. So, for example, if I am creating a post using this problem solution story formula, it is going to be, sharing a specific situation around a piece of that. So just like when we create a well-formed outcome in a session for a client, we want to be able to get clear enough so that what is the thing that the person's going to walk away with from this particular content post. So get specific about the problem faced. So for, coaches, it's often, being able to get in front of so I would share a brief transformation story about a coach that I have worked with, about a coach who was posting on a regular basis and getting lots of thumbs up and hearts and likes, but very little traction until she began to get very clear to her specific audience that she wanted to work with. I'm going to not share that because, that's specific to her. But she got very clear about who her audience was. And then she began to give clearer calls to action, clearer direction and guidance to her audience about how to follow up with that. So we want to share a specific problem, share a brief transformation story. Now, for those of you who are new to coaching and are like, Meg, I don't have any transformation stories from my clients. I haven't worked with anybody to transformation yet. Well, I've been doing this a long time, and I've worked with over 2,000 new coaches. And I will tell you that I can't think of somebody who doesn't at least have a story of somebody that they have maybe, at work, somebody who's come to them and they've kind of problem solved together, or they've worked this person for its transformation. Maybe when you were in your previous employment as an HR professional or a leader or whatever you did prior to coming to coaching. My guess is that somewhere in there you can create some kind of a flow of an experience that somebody had with you as a guide on the side. We then want to kind of look at within our content. So we're starting with a problem. We're sharing a transformation story. We're also sharing within the post, what is the mindset shift that needs to happen? One of the mindset shifts that when I work with new coaches that often needs to happen regarding their skill set is until they really see that empowering the other person through inquiry and curiosity and partnering with that person towards their own transformation, until the coach sees the aha moments that happen with the client, that they really shift their mindset into a coaching mindset and believe that the client is the expert in their own life. Until that happens, they keep getting drawn back into being a fixer and a problem solver. So, one of the big mindset shifts that I see with the coaches that I work is when they really believe that they hold that space for the client to engage and partner towards problem solving, they sort of keep getting drawn back into fixer mode. So that's an example of how there's we end with a mindset shift or a strategy that kind of creates that breakthrough. So once you've created those things within your post, a specific problem, a client transformation that occurs, a mindset shift or a strategy that's happened, then we need to tell our readers, what do we want them to do? And as we lead into their call to action, we want to share a little bit of who we are and a little information that kind of comes from that place of expertise or or specialty. Like, what do we believe to be true? What is a insight or an awareness that we're bringing forth as the expert in the space? What are we, maybe we're referencing methodology, maybe we're referencing resources, a tool that we use, or when I work with clients, this is something that's very helpful for them. So we want to weave in that expertise, and then we definitely want to have a call to action. Now, depending upon your post, your call to action might be any number of things. You might have a free giveaway or a lead magnet that is part of your strategy, or that represents what it is that you're talking about. If in fact you are sharing about, if you're a health coach and you're sharing some specific transformation that your clients have achieved, and you have a PDF download that can support that hopefully is branded with all of your information and how people can reach you, maybe you share a link for your lead magnet or your giveaway. Maybe your call to action in that particular post is to ask people, what really resonated with you about this? Leave a comment, because part of creating those conversations is getting people to engage with you on social media so that you can then follow up with them and invite them into conversation. So your call to action might be, download this free resource that I have that's going to take you deeper into what we just talked about. Your call to action might be, what resonated with you, or leave a comment about how you're going to apply whatever it is that we just talked about. Now, your lead to action or your call to action might be, DM me, direct message me and ask for a resource if in fact you didn't have it as a download link, because some of you might not even have your landing pages set up yet. So maybe if you don't, you can say, DM me resource and I will send you a free resource about X, Y, and Z. Or direct message me if you'd like to have a further chat about this. You might ask, if for somebody to connect somebody with your post. Like, if you know somebody who would really benefit from this, forward them my post. I just forwarded my son a post that I saw the other day that on LinkedIn that I really thought would be helpful for him. So I forwarded it to his direct messaging. So there's many different, but this is the deal. You cannot assume that people know what you want them to do. And there is so much information out there, so much to consume, that if you aren't very specific about what to do next, people are just going to consume and go on to the next. So be sure to leave a call to action in whatever content you're putting forward. So here's my call to action for you, because I'm going to challenge you to actually implement this. My call to action to you is post one piece of content in this next week that follows this formula, that starts with a specific problem, moves into some kind of transformation story that you have helped somebody achieve. And with a little bit about, end that story with a little bit of what was the mindset that needed to shift? What was the new awareness that happened? And then be sure to weave in your expertise. What is a tool, a tidbit, a strategy that you come from in the expert space that you want to add, that is part of this content that shows you as an expert in the space. And be sure to include a call to action, whether it is leaving a link in there if you've got a landing page of a resource that you want them to access something. If you don't have that, say DM me resource and I will send you this resource. Ask them to leave comments. People don't think to leave comments unless you ask. So by the way, if this is resonating with you, leave a comment. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're seeing this on my Star Coach Facebook page, if you're watching me on LinkedIn, leave a comment. How did this information resonate with you? And then my implementation challenge to you is that you post one piece of content in this next week using this formula, and then tag at Meg Rentschler, and I'll cheer you on and I'll give you feedback and I'll let you know. So as we wrap up this Tuesday tips, I want you to know that many times as I'm creating content, I look to what am I bringing forward in the award-winning podcast Star Coach Show. What am I bringing forward in my Wednesday show? Because my shows go live every Wednesday. Well, tomorrow my show is with Mary Cravets, who is an expert in client attraction. Her business, Simply Get Clients. Like, boom, that's what it's all about. She's going to talk tomorrow about what's the difference between really engaging and bringing people into your business versus creating visibility. Not that both of them aren't important, but I think they get confused sometimes. So the reason I picked this topic today is that it highlights my new show with Mary Cravets tomorrow. If you are just joining us, be sure to listen to this formula and apply it. And please do the implementation challenge. Post a piece of content. Be sure to tag me because I'll be happy to cheer you on and to encourage you along the way. So until next week, this is Meg Rentschler with Tuesday Tips. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and we'll see you. I'm waiting to see that post. Take care.